this week's video. Before it was October, I was kind of considering doing Vlogtober because I love Vlogtober, I love Vlogmas, I love daily vlogging. It's very interesting to me to look into other people's lives and kind of get a feel for like what other people do in their day-to-day. So I had thought, well, maybe I'll try to do Vlogtober and you know, really challenge myself with making videos on a daily basis. Well, October 1st happened and I didn't film anything. It just never happened, and now it's October 5th, so it's really not happening. However, I thought maybe I could do my own version of Vlogtober where I do 13 days of Vlogtober. I feel like that's still a very sufficient amount of videos in 1 month to be pumping out, and I have a bunch of ideas of a lot of things that I want to, of videos that I want to film, so I'm going to challenge myself this month and do my version of Vlogtober, which is just 13 days of Vlogtober. So today is day 1 of Vlogtober for me and my channel. The first thing that I wanted to touch on is that I wanted to create a fall bucket list, and I know a bunch of people have already like filmed and posted all of their fall bucket lists. I feel like it's just now starting to feel like fall here. We had a storm come in on the weekend, and so now the temperature is dropping a lot more. It was still like in the 80s like just like a week ago, so now it's starting to cool down. I can see on the mountains that the trees are starting to change color ever so slightly, so it's now starting to feel like it's, sorry this dog, if you can hear it. I don't know if you can, he's behind the microphone. How much is being picked up, I'm not really sure. I wanted to make a fall bucket list because last October was when we first moved here to Utah from California. So I've never actually really experienced like a true fall, true winter. In California, it's literally just like, okay, it's 72 degrees out in October. And actually right now, my friend who lives in the Inland Empire, she just told me yesterday that it was like 102 degrees. So it really doesn't feel like fall over there right now. But since it was like our first year here, I obviously wasn't getting out as much. I was still trying to just get used to like living here and settling in. There was like a lot of unpacking that was needing to be done. I wasn't set up at the gym just yet. Ellie wasn't taking dance classes yet. Like there's a lot of things that I do now where I get out of the house, and last October, November, like all through winter, I was not getting out of the house as much. You know, I'd take Ellie to the park here and there, but was I really getting out for myself? Not really. So now I have, you know, we go to the gym pretty much almost every day. Ellie goes to dance class every week. I have my library card, so like every so often I'm going to the library to pick out books and drop books off. So there's a lot more going on for me to get out of the house and preoccupy my time with. And last year I didn't have any of those things, so I definitely felt a lot of seasonal depression. Obviously it was also because like I had just moved here and I didn't have friends. I still don't have friends. I have one friend who lives in Salt Lake and that's it. And so I just want to make the most of it while we're here, and I really want to make the most of fall, and you know, I want to avoid seasonal depression, and I want to go out and do stuff, and like I don't want to have the mindset of like, oh, it's cold so I don't want to go outside. Like I feel like last year that's what it was about. It was like, okay, let me go outside for a little bit and then I'm gonna come back inside. But I feel like now I really want to have like more fun this season basically. So I made a list of all the things that I want to do, and honestly some of them I've already like started doing, but I'll get into it. Obviously we have like the first couple of items on the list, which are going to a pumpkin patch, obviously, and going apple picking. I haven't gone apple picking in a long time. Now I feel like pumpkin patches are like more of like, they do it up like it's a fair, and they'll have rides and they'll have, you know, petting zoos, and not just like the pumpkin patch, which is cool and it's fun, and that's kind of like what I'm hoping for. I've already seen a couple of like pumpkin patch / fall festival events in my area. Some of them are like, they'll have hay rides, and they'll have obviously like pumpkin patches and corn mazes. So I really want to find a good one that we can like spend you know, a pretty good amount of time at. I looked into seeing if there were any apple orchards near me, but there's not very many. They're a little bit farther south, so it would be more of a drive, but I feel like I'm okay with it if we're making an event out of it. Number 3 on my list is going on weekly trail walks, and I don't even think like necessarily it needs to be a trail. I think even if I just went around the block in our neighborhood, I feel like once the trees all start turning and it's a little bit more like crisp in the air, it'll be nice to just like go for a nice walk. There is a trail that is close to us that I've taken Ellie to before. Now that she has her bike, I feel like it'll be really fun for her to go to that trail because it's like a nice, really like smooth trail too. And it's like surrounded by trees. So I think that would be a good place for us to go. But I want to make sure that I go weekly because I feel like the season's gonna go by really fast and I just want to make sure I'm taking advantage of being outside as much as I can. Number 4, another thing for us to get more use out of like being outdoors is to bonfire. We have a bonfire in our backyard and we've used it several times in the summer. My husband was even saying, he was like, we need to keep using it. We need to, even when it gets cold, it'll be really nice for us to just like be outside, start a bonfire, you know, have some s'mores. I feel like a big part of fall is being outdoors and just like being outdoors and that's it. Like we don't need to do much. I don't need to do a lot of activities outside, but I just want to be outside. And a bonfire I feel like is a good way to just kind of like have an excuse to cozy on up and still be like in nature. Okay, number 5 is one that I've already done, but I still want to continue doing it, is bake cookies and cinnamon rolls. I've already baked some cinnamon rolls and they were delicious, but I want to keep on baking. I think this season I really want to dive into baking a lot. I'm not much of a dessert person. I like cookies and I like brownies and I like cinnamon rolls, but I'm not really like a pie kind of person or a cake person. I think mainly I'm really wanting to do some scones. Filling the whole entire house with like this scent of really yummy, warm food is like the goal basically. Makes it feel cozy. Number 6 on my list is to sew a quilted jacket, and I think quilted jackets were way more the trend last year. Not so much this year. I haven't seen too many people like talk about quilted jackets as far as like trends go. However, I still want to make a quilted jacket for myself. I bought a fabric, or I thrifted a fabric from Goodwill like a long time ago, and it's the perfect fabric to use for a jacket. So I really want to try and get a quilted jacket done before it gets like really, really cold. Okay, number 7 kind of ties in with number 5, the baking one. However, this is more cooking as opposed to like baking. I saw a TikTok of someone making this like braised beef stew and it looked so yummy. So I really want to make sure that I'm cooking a lot this season, making more home cooked meals, and also incorporating more soups and stews. You gotta fill your belly with all the warm, yummy stuff so that you can feel all warm and yummy too. So number 8, I want to go thrifting for some sweaters and other like fall wardrobe essentials. I actually have a bunch of sweaters that my friend had sent me last year, so I don't think I really need a lot of sweaters. I think maybe there's just like 1 or 2 styles that I'm like looking for specifically, but there's other things in my wardrobe that I also want to get for my cold weather essentials. There's some stuff that I like got rid of and I just need to replenish, or things that I've like grown out of too that I would rather have like better fitting items of. So number 9 is to read a lot of cozy witch books, which I've already started. So far, I think I've already read, I want to say I've read like 3 or 4 cozy witch books. One of them being Kiki's Delivery Service. I think a lot of people know the film, but I don't think as many people know that it's based off of a book. It's very easy read, so you know, I think it's less than like 200 pages, or maybe just over 200. Yeah, under 200 pages. So this is a really good book to read if you're wanting like a nice cozy witch book. Another book that I haven't yet read but is on my TBR is Cackle. I bought this one at Barnes & Noble a while back when they had like a buy one get one 50% off. I just finished The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, which was 5 stars. And then these are 2 other books that I borrowed from the library that I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be reading this one first, and then I'm going to dive into this one afterwards. Obviously this one's not like a witch one. This is about like fae, but it's still along the amongst like the magical realm. But yeah, and I have a ton of other books that are on my TBR that are amongst like the witchy, cozy witchy vibes. I read Practical Magic, which was great. I have like all the rest of the Alice Hoffman books on my TBR, but I think I want to make a separate video of like all the cozy witchy books that I recommend, so stay tuned for that one. And then continuing on with like cozy books, my number 10 is to watch all of the cozy, witchy, spooky, Halloween, fall movies. Again, I've already started. I've already watched Halloween Town, I've already watched Bewitched, I watched Practical Magic, and I've already watched You've Got Mail, When Harry Met Sally. There's so many movies to watch, like so many good movies to watch during this time, and I feel like they're all movies that will definitely get me excited for Halloween and just excited for fall. I really want to watch Mona Lisa Smile and Stepmom. I feel like those are like major like fall movies. But I think another one that is a good one to watch is Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. That's on Amazon Prime right now, I think. I never heard of the movie before, but my mother-in-law put it on one night when we were having like a movie night, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I feel like it's a good, cozy movie to watch during the fall season as well, and one that like I don't think a lot of people are like talking about it, but that's definitely one that I recommend. Obviously Casper. I've already watched Casper as well. And then I've been trying to find Casper Meets Wendy, the one with Hilary Duff, but it's not streaming anywhere, so I don't know how I'm gonna be able to watch it. Oh, I also watched, I started watching Twilight yesterday. Again, fall, that's the time to watch Twilight. It just like screams fall slash, it's like on the cusp of winter because it's, you know, it feels a little like chilly, but it's a fall. It's a fall. Oh, another bonus one that I didn't write down, but I do wanna do during this season is I wanna play tennis. Me and my husband haven't played tennis in a very long time, not since we lived in Roland Heights, which was in like 2018, I wanna say. But we used to play all the time. Obviously, when I played in high school, it was a summer sport, but I feel like fall is a really good time to play tennis because it's not too hot out on the courts. That's my fall bucket list. Let me know if there's anything that I was missing. I know everybody's like, when fall comes around, everyone gets all excited about pumpkin spice, but controversial opinion, I don't like pumpkin spice. I don't like the taste, I don't like the smell, it's just not my vibe. So I am trying to figure out like, well, what else can I have during the fall season that's like a very fall drink? So if you have any suggestions, I'm mostly a tea drinker. I don't drink coffee. Last year I did dive into a little bit of like the Christmas lattes that were coming out, but for the most part, I'm a tea drinker. So if you have any recommendations, let me know what I should be doing. Thank you for joining me for today's video, and I hope you'll join me for the rest of the videos that I hopefully will churn out this month for Vlogtober. But like I said, if you have any other recommendations for me as like, you know, a newbie to fall, let me know. What should I be doing out here? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.